Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you a very old recipe. This is my grandmother's recipe. When she passed away, I got handed quite a lot of her recipes, and this is one that is near and dear to my heart because I remember this recipe very vividly growing up, and that is her chicken and wild rice casserole. She would make this for like family get-togethers or a Sunday dinner. But yeah, it's very few ingredients. In her time growing up, everything was very simple and easy to make, and that is why I love this dish. And not only that, it's very delicious. The only thing you're going to need to do in advance is prep your rice and your chicken. Just go ahead and cook them and just let them hang out and cool. And yeah, let's go over all of the ingredients and we'll get started. Okay guys, like I said, the only prepping you're going to need to do beforehand is to cook your chicken and your rice. I've got 4 cups of cooked chicken here. I use boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and you can cut this up however you want. It doesn't really specify. I just got it cut in cubes, rough pieces. You could do bigger pieces, smaller pieces. You can do shredded. If that's what you want, you can go ahead and prep up some rice. I've got 4 cups of cooked wild rice, and it's just hanging out here in the bowl. I've also got some almonds here. Now the recipe calls for pecans, but I like to add in almonds every now and then. Today we're going to be using almonds. This is slivered almonds, so we're going to be using that. I've got some mushrooms, butter. For seasoning in here, it's very simple. It's just onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, salt, and pepper. Just the basic ingredients because that's pretty much what they had back then. I got some flour, onion. I've got some chicken broth. I just like to use the powdered bouillon kind. It'll work fine. You can use the kind in the carton, whatever you desire. This is the Knorr brand. You're also going to need half and half. Now the recipe calls for half cream, half milk. But if you don't want to buy 2 separate things or use 2 separate items for this, go ahead and use half and half. But I'm using half cream, half milk. So we're going to get this over on the stove and get it going. Okay guys, I've got a large skillet here over medium-low heat. I've also got a casserole dish. You can do this in either or, especially if you have a oven-safe pan, or you can put it in a casserole dish. I'm going to cook most of this in here and then put it into my casserole dish and then just mix it up and pop it in the oven. So we are going to start off with 1/3 cup of butter. I know that's a lot of butter, but you got to have it to thicken up the sauce, which is just about half of a stick of butter. Get this in here and get that going and melting. And then we're going to add in our onion, and we're going to cook this until the onion is tender. It should take about 5 to 10 minutes depending on the temperature of your stove and how high your heat is. So we're just going to let this cook, and then I will meet you back here for the next step. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes and my onions are tender. I'm going to go ahead and add in my seasoning, and I'm going to cook this for about a minute just to bloom all of the spices. Give this little mix around the pan. And as soon as those spices start to bloom, it smells just delicious. Okay, and now we're going to add in our flour. There we go. going to give this a little mix, and it's going to thicken up very quickly. Just keep moving it and tossing it around so it doesn't stick or burn to the bottom of the pan. We're going to cook this for about a minute or two just to cook out that raw flour taste. Okay, now we're going to start adding in our liquids. I've got my chicken broth. I'm going to add that in first. And I've gone ahead and preheated my oven to 350 degrees. So we're just going to drizzle this in very slowly. Just to keep everything from clumping together. And it'll even out very nicely. Just keep stirring this until it's all well combined. Okay, now we're going to add in our milk mixture very, very slowly. I'm going to turn my heat down to low. Just add this in a little bit at a time. Just give this a stir through. And I'm going to go ahead and add all of this in, and then I will meet you right back here when it's all thick and creamy. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut the heat off because it was thickening up very, very quickly. And as you can see, it's very, very thick and creamy. There's no lumps, well, besides the onions, but as far as the sauce goes, there's no lumps. It's nice and creamy. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my 4 cups of rice because this is very hard to stir in. Just be patient. It'll come together. I pre-portioned it out while the onions were cooking. Exactly 4 cups. And get this all nice and combined. Okay, so I've got the rice all nice and combined. Now if you feel that the sauce is a little bit too thick for your liking, you can go ahead and certainly add in a little bit more water. That's fine. Now we're going to add in our chicken. And this creates a lot, so you can certainly half this for a smaller family. That is perfectly fine. And once you get all of your chicken combined in, you can add in your mushrooms. Now, like I said, if it's too thick for your liking, go ahead and add in a little bit more water, which I think I'm going to do as soon as I add in the mushrooms. And then I will show you the next step. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead and mixed in all of my mushrooms. And I added a little bit of water, about a half of a cup, just to thin it out a little bit. So just smooth the top, or you can transfer it into a baking dish. I'm going to leave it in my cast iron. That will be fine. So you're going to pop this in the oven for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, you're going to pull it out, top it with your pecans or your walnuts or your almonds, and pop it back in for another 10 minutes until the almonds or nuts get golden brown and the sauce is nice and bubbly. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I cannot wait to dig in. My daughter should be here any minute. So if you want this recipe or any of my other recipes, check out my website link down in the description box below or in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.